Welcome to the AirCon Vault. Here you can find the recordings of the live streams from AirWiggle's audio conference. These are made free thanks to our sponsors: A Sound Effect, After Touch Audio, Zoom Library, Fmod, Game Audio Learning, Game SoundCon, Kilohertz, Revrooms, Soundcuts, Strata from Audio Kinetic, and AirWiggle, the online home for audio people. We hope you enjoy the video.
Hey everyone, we'll be talking about, this is our talk Reboot. We will be talking about something that is pretty raw and real at the moment. The emotional roller coaster of project cancellations and job rejections in our industry today, in-game audio. We have both been through this recently, and we want to open up the conversation, share our own experiences, and hopefully give you some tools and tips, or at least solidarity, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Hello there. I'm Giovane. It's easy to call me Gio. Today I'm a senior audio designer at Splash Damage, and I'm also a game audio tutor for the game audio modules at the ICMP, the Institute of Contemporary Music Production in London. I'm also a mentor in Limit Break. I'm also judge for Into Games, and I've been focusing on game audio and linear audio for the last 15 years.
Hey
Augie.
guys, hello, I'm Augie, lead sound designer at Splash Damage. I have a lot of experience in AAA game dev, driven by creativity, growth, and curiosity, and passionate about immersive sound storytelling and exploring the unknown. And that's a little blurb that I put on my LinkedIn, which ChatGPT helped me get about a page of information into that. So,
Cool. So before we start, we wanted to do a quick survey. And now that we have the chat is very active, send it in the chat, drop it in the chat, if you have ever worked on a game that got canceled. We are curious to see how many of us have had that experience, and it will be good to see how many people have at least happened something similar. People who have dealt with this in real time. Yes. Yep. Okay, it's coming. Yep. 5, 6, 7 for 3 years. Oh God, Laura. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Okay. A lot. Live service getting shortened a ton counts. Yeah. It counts. Yep. God, 10 times.
wow.
Yes, a few. Yeah, sort of it. Yeah, okay. So we have at least 20 responses already. Greg has worked on a game that hasn't been canceled. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have some of them. Nice. Just before we start talking about our story, we have some data. So cancellations are way more common than people think. Almost a quarter for the things that we searched. So we made some research, and a quarter of AAA games get canceled before they ship. So the total AAA projects estimated in the last 10 years is something around 520. Released is between 300 and 400. Canceled is between 100 and 130, and 23% is the estimated cancellation rate. So a lot of things can happen, right? Cancellation rates are very common. Budget cuts, shifting priorities, market forecasts, and many devs, many of us work on multiple titles before we ship a title, a completed game, right? So if you have been through it, and we saw in the chat that a lot of people have been through this. You're not alone, and it's not unusual, right? It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's part of the process.
Yeah, we thought it was important to go through that data with you guys, because it's sort of going into the process of game development, eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you're sort of like, okay, I'm gonna put myself through this creative process, and it might not result in a shipped game. So if you're sort of entering that agreement and signing contracts, as we all do, then you're I guess it's like sort of managing your expectations about the process and about what your job is.
Yeah, and this is, we made the research on top of AAA, but indies got canceled. If you were a freelancer, you will be working on projects that unfortunately won't see the light of the day. So it's part of the process. So we added a quote to start. After more than a decade working in game audio for both of us, we had our first big game, Cancellation. And this game is Transformers Reactivate, right? We both worked on game. I worked less time than Augie worked, but yeah, we both felt the pain. And yeah, it was denied, unfortunately. And we will be talking about the project and how we got through this, right? Mm-hmm. This is the main thing for us here. We have a problem, right? And the main problem is the development. The development had ups and downs during 4 years, so it was a 4-year journey. We were well into production. We had a super productive Foley recording session at Molinaire in London. Tons of content, systems working at a very good quality. We built the team from scratch, so it was 9 people, 9 persons, and we had a very strong audio team. Augie was the lead, but due the shifting priorities and the market forecasts, it was canceled, right? Go for it.
Yeah, so people sort of react to that in different ways, and we, of course, started to look at that process, right? And that's the stages of grief. So the stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And what's interesting, myself included, is you can sort of ping back and forth between the stages. So you could that can go in like a single day or even a single hour or 30 minutes. You can go from anger to depression and then to acceptance and then all the way back. So it's not a linear progression of emotion.
Yeah.
And because of that, what ends up happening, because your emotions, or mine were in many devs that I went through this with, they swing back and forth. It's very, very tiring, not only for yourself, but for your family, for your friends. They know that you're suffering, that you poured, a lot of yourself into something. And yeah, it's a hard thing to get through. Yeah.
I've added one bullet point here mentioning that I received the news on holiday, and I actually found out when I was on holiday, and that made things even harder. I was coming back from the UK to the UK, from Brazil to the UK, and I was fully about to board the plane, and my partner had to stay in Brazil for work, so I had to process all of that alone for nearly 3 weeks. So that part was really tough, because even outside work, I didn't really have anyone around to talk it. Obviously, I was talking with you, I was talking with our colleagues, but yeah, it was hard to go through, and especially that thing that, oh, I'm coming back home, I'm coming back to work. So, but what's going to happen? How is it going to work? So yeah, and also about the team adaptation and emotional adjustment after the announcement, how people around us navigated the adjustment. It was very different for each of the members. Everyone reacted in different ways, and that was really hard to go through because we were here together in the audio space that we have here in the studio in the second floor, but everyone in the same building was reacting different. So yeah, that was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Cool. So we wanted to start talking about the creative process behind this, and we wanted to start with an analogy, that even though it comes from completely different areas, it makes perfect sense when compared. And we are showing here The Bear. If you have seen The Bear, it's a TV series, 3 seasons. I think season 4 is coming this month.
Mm-hmm.
It's available on Disney Plus and also Hulu. But Carmi, the protagonist, is a chef, and when Carmi cooks, he puts his soul into the dish, and the emotion is transferred when people eat it. So the food that Carmi is doing is there with everything on it, with soul, with love, with passion, with everything on the food. This food is like a transmission device, and the loop is complete when the dish is served and received. So when people are eating his dish, right? So and that's how the feeling is transmitted.
Yeah, and a dish that is not served is a dish that didn't fulfill its purpose, so it didn't close the loop. And there's this very intense emotional weight of wasted effort that's associated with that. It's like cooking an amazing dish in the kitchen, and then just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it doesn't get out to the floor, and the full loop is ultimately when other people consume it.
Yeah, problems can happen. So in this case, if no one is consuming the food, the full loop is not completed. We are here talking about The Bear, but if we compare food to what we do, creative process, and we're showing us right here, when we design sound, when we create sound, we put our soul into it. And that emotion is transferred when players experience it, when players play the game that we added sound. So sound is also like a transmission device, but without release, without the project being released and launched to the public, the emotional loop remains open because we are putting so much effort into it. The loop, it's not closed, the loop remains open.
Yeah, so a game not played is a game that didn't fulfill its purpose and it didn't close the loop. So yeah, many hours of effort recording, designing, implementing, and mixing will never be heard by the player, and it feels like the loop was broken mid-transmission. And it's similar to, sometimes I think about this, like I think it's similar to like when maybe you have a baby and you're looking forward to sharing that with the world, and for whatever reason that doesn't happen, right? That all that joy that you want to share with everybody else doesn't work out or whatever. And it's quite an intense analogy, but it's something that I think I myself can relate to, and it's something that we put this joy and this feeling to make it so when players experience the game that they have that emotional response. And yeah, it's a sad moment. It's for sure a sad moment.
Yeah. And we had a pretty tough moments in the team, right? When people received the news. So it was intense and it was really hard. It's like nobody ever gets to hear the story we're trying to tell through sound, right? Because we, as game audio professionals, we added so much passion to the audio. that's never going to be released. The aftermath. The cancellation led to company-wide layoffs, sparking uncertainty and concerns between everyone, not only the audio team. But because of that, we, especially me and you, Augie, we felt an urgent need to connect online, and especially through platforms like LinkedIn. That's also, it's something worth that it's very worth it mentioning about Air Wiggles. Not only LinkedIn, but we started to post our stuff in Air Wiggles, connecting with people online through both of these platforms, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like Gio mentioned, I was on the project for 4 years, and I sort of took it at the very inception. We took it on from another studio, and we were very thorough with everything we wanted to achieve, with the dialogue, the sound effects, the music. We had a lot of music composed by 2 different composers. One of them was a composer for a Transformers Netflix series. Fantastic. We had a lot of systems. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We built a team from scratch, and we were ticking away with the audio over those 4 years. And it wasn't shippable. It wasn't like fully mixed in a combat mix ready, but there was a lot of stuff that we had in an awesome spot. And
I think in terms of content, we were pretty almost there.
Yeah, absolutely. Certain characters were basically done, right?
Yeah.
Aside from a combat mix. So yeah, it hit me really hard. And I fortunately, Splash Damage has really good private healthcare, and I managed to speak with therapists from Bupa, and I still speak with my therapist every Friday about that and other things as well now, which is sort of good that I'm speaking with a therapist and just helping me through life a bit. So that's a silver lining, I guess. But yeah, the point is he was very helpful with me getting through it, and obviously friends and family, but the therapy was awesome. It's not the first time I've done it in my life, but yeah, it's been really good.
Cool. So yeah, I think after that, after the aftermath, we had our main redirection path. So for both of us, it's field recording. It was field recording. It's being still. So that's the cool part of it, right? The cool part is we try to turn the loss into something meaningful. The company encouraged us to enhance our internal sound library. We saw this as a great chance to explore new recording techniques and deepen our craft. So we started using different microphones. We bought some things for personal stuff for us, not only things that are part of the company, but also equipment, personal equipment for us to have. And in doing so, we reconnected with the audio community, creating a positive feedback loop of learning, sharing, and mutual support and respect between us. So field recording became a bit of a creative escape for us. We received the news that was really hard, and then after that, okay, what we are going to do now? We started to do more recording. We started to go outside. There is a bunch of things that we already recorded. Also, a bunch of things that we need to record. But yeah, that was our main redirection path.
Mm-hmm.
We have actually a pretty good video.
Nice. Break. Yeah, plane. Airplane. Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I think you can see our happiness, right? We started to put our effort, and we started to find things like that pretty rewarding after the cancellation, after the layoffs and everything. And this is just one example of things that we have been doing outside, also in the studio, for using our personal microphones also. So it's been really great. And this is just a video that we made it just to record one of the episodes that we had together. So yeah, let me just cool. Yeah, happy again. So we wanted to also mention about job rejections. So our presentation is about the project cancellations and also job rejections. About that, we were navigating the year uncertainty, and due to growing concerns, we started to exploring new opportunities. But we all know, we here in this live event, we all know it's a tough time for the games industry at the moment. It's being really hard for everyone. Project cancellations and job rejections are happening a lot in the last months and years, probably. And also, it's worth mentioning that the hiring process can be very long, very draining, and unpredictable. So, yeah. Want to go for this one?
Yeah. So on that, there's many factors that can be completely out of your circle of control in that hiring process. So there's things like timing and notice periods that might not line up. There's work visa limitations, something that both of us, not being natively from the UK, have had to navigate over many years. There's salary expectation mismatches, so you could go through a whole interview process, and for whatever reason the salary discussion doesn't come up until the point at an offer, and it might not line up with what you need for your life. There's no relocation support, company internal referrals and networking that might pip someone to the front of the queue, and variability in sound tests and portfolio fit. So you could be very, very good at making sounds for a game like Little Big Planet, but you're being asked to work on Battlefield, and it's like, well, it's not exactly the right fit unless you could do both, right? So that type of thing also is a little bit out of your circle of control.
Yeah, and I think it's also something that you need to understand. You are not alone on this, right? Rejections are super common, even for people with 10, 15, 20 years in the industry. It sucks, but you are in a good company, so it's happening, unfortunately. And also, it's not always about you. Sometimes it's things that Augie just mentioned: bad timing, budget, role was already filled somehow. It's or wasn't a vibe match, and that's actually pretty good. It's actually a good thing, because if you don't match with the role or the project or the company, okay, maybe it was not for me, right? Cool. Some things to remember. The longer the interview process takes, the more our expectations grow. So you will find yourself getting emotionally invested in this, maybe in this interview process. That's fine. That's completely fine. It's totally normal. Get excited and don't beat yourself up. Next time, so if a rejection happens, right? Next time, try to balance excitement and manage your emotional investment. I think it happened to us already, and every time that it happens, okay, next time I'll do this better, or I'll do that better. So it's something that you put an effort on it, and then you need to find a balance. Like, yes, I'm really hoping to get the job, or something like, if I don't get the job, that's completely fine. Keep your head up. You're not a failure. You're doing what you can.
Yeah.
Cool. Really in Reboot.
Yeah, so this is just like what Gio was saying. We didn't do anything wrong, and it's not our fault, right? We learned a lot about whys. These are some of the clear positives, right? We learned a lot about whys. We built a complete music system. We all of the team never got a chance of using Crankcase before, Rev Crankcase, so that was amazing. Really cool process, and we all have built those skills now. We're very, very comfortable with that tool. And we also had a really cool enemy priority mixing system that was working with UE5, built some really cool audio debug for that, so you could see it happening in real time in the game. So yeah, all of those skills are and all of those learnings are valuable and can be carried on to the next project that we work on, right? It's not like they're just gone. Also, a lot of the content could be repurposed and recycled. We've already been doing that on certain projects in the studio, and we intend to do that more, because the sounds in many, many ways were, very, very good, and we could find new homes for them, right? And I think maybe most importantly, we built really kick-ass relationships with everyone on our team. And because we went through that pain together, actually now the team is even closer. So yeah, that's like a really clear, like, light at the end of the tunnel moment, where you have quite severe suffering. But if you're doing it with people who are good to be in the trenches with, and you can get through it, then yeah, you have like a friend for life, so to speak, which is awesome.
Yeah. Just to mention about the Crankcase Rev, that's the engine plugin for vehicles. From Wise, for people that don't know. But yeah, we made a lot of stuff, and also I think we can mention that the other project that we are doing, Project Astrid, the survival game that we are doing, we've used a lot of stuff from the Transformers project. So it's been useful. It's not in the trash bin. Things can be reused, can be repurposed. So yeah, and most importantly, the relationships. I think we built nice and amazing relationships, and they stuck with us forever. And even those that are not with us anymore, in the company, we keep chatting, we keep talking between us. We have a group that we talk every day, basically. So
yes, yeah, mostly dad memes, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good things that we that we got after the project cancellation, defining true success. So I think for us, is really important to spend quality time with family and friends, and that's life's greatest wealth, right? We had that hard time. We were struggling a bit. Then everything that we had to deal with it, like me alone when I came back from holiday, you with therapy, but family and friends is the most important thing, right? Also about jobs that we are now talking about, job rejection. Don't choose a job just for money and status, and also ask yourself, what will I actually do every day in this new job, right? And if you're not happy most of your day, it's not a real success, So that's those things are the things that you need to understand when you are applying for a job, when you are doing the hiring process, and we are going through the interviews just think about that. That will be a good thing for you to understand, basically, after you decided to, okay, I'm going to apply for this job now. This will be the most valuable things, I think. We both think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. And to finish, you are not your job, right?
Yeah.
I think after we put this presentation together, we were putting our ideas into sticky notes and then transferring to the presentation, and then we both realized that we are not our job, so a job won't define us, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main thing, that's the main message that we have after this whole thing. And that's it. Thanks for listening and being part of the chat. We would love to hear your thoughts and also questions. I know that chat is being very, very active. Let me check. Let's open the question tab. Oh, we don't have questions in the Q&A. Where is it? Cool. Okay. Also, I wanted to mention, if the people in the audience, people online in the live chat, if you are ever in the middle of a hard moment like this, reach out to us. We are available. We are on LinkedIn. We are on AirWiggles. Here is our emails, so you can send a message anytime.
Yeah.
Because we have been there.
Yeah.
And it's important for us to support each other.
Yeah, just message, use the chat on LinkedIn or so. You could find us both on LinkedIn, however you like, right? But yeah, my email's there. I'm more than happy to jump on a call, grab a coffee. If you're in London, whatever.
Yeah. Anytime. Let me just go quickly through the chat. That was the thing I struggled with after being laid off. Yeah.
No, you're not your job, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex, but yeah. Survivor jobs are totally okay and will never diminish your work past or future. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. Paul, what's the Paulo mentioning? Where is it? Tara mentioned it. I wish companies knew better what their budgeting was like such in before even posting such jobs. Yeah, that's totally true. Both me and my former mentor got strung along just to get told they were freezing the hiring process. Oh, that's
hard.
That's hard. Yeah, that's really hard. Paulo mentioning personal projects are also great for emotional balance. That's true. Yeah. Our emotional balance was field recording.
Yeah. I started to make really bad music again as well.
There you go. So there is one personal project, right? Yeah. That's true. Cool. No worries, Fernando. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences and your way to overcome hard times. Yeah, cool. Let me check. Oh, Avishai, we have discussed canceled projects and job rejections. Any tips on handling layoffs?
That's hard. We can give it a go. Yeah,
we can.
Yeah.
Want to start?
Sure. Yeah, so we had some layoffs at Splash at the beginning of this year. Gio and I were fortunate enough not to be laid off in that process, but a lot of our team were laid off. And yeah, it's a hard one. The people who aren't laid off, at least myself and I think some other people here, you have, I think, what they call survivor's guilt. So you feel sort of bad that you have your job and your close friends and colleagues lost theirs. And then of course the people who have lost theirs are, depending on their situation, can be in real serious trouble, right? If they're on a work visa of some type, then there's quite an intense scramble for them to find employment elsewhere in that time frame. I think it's 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days.
And if they don't, then they are legally required to leave the country, and their house, their apartment, their life, their animals, whatever, right? It's all set up here. We know a few people who managed to dodge that bullet, thankfully. But yeah, it is awful. It's a very hard, like, well, geez, that's navigating it, right? It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. One thing that we're still doing, because I think in the audio team, most everyone, it's back on something already.
Yeah,
it's working already.
Yeah.
But at the time that we know, we started to help each other a lot in terms of, audio programmer. Here I found like 3 different positions.
Yeah.
Here it is. So, and I'm still doing it, like sending links to people, like helping them.
Yeah.
So I think that it's the most important thing is we were so well together. We were so connected. It's very important to help each other during that time.
Yeah.
Because the emotional thing, when people receive the news, like we mentioned before, every person will handle really different.
Yeah.
Some people will be, that's fine, I'm gonna find another job next week. Some person will be shattered, completely down, So
I just want to add to what you're saying, Gio. Something else that I think is one of the reasons why our audio team at Splash was so good. It's not just because we went through, something horrible together. We, over, the course of years, and I've been here 8 years now, but definitely on the Transformer project, we are quite often doing stuff together as a team. So we have bubble tea on Friday.
Yeah.
I do barbecues at mine every summer. I bring the whole audio team over. It's really nice. Gio makes really nice caipirinhas. He suggested a Brazilian restaurant. So we go see movies together. So we're often like hanging out, and we have and I'm not saying you have to be friends with your colleagues or something, right? That's not what I'm preaching, but because we sort of had a good social network in our audio team during normal times, so to speak. And then when we got to the bad times, we knew that those people were a safe place.
Yeah.
So then we had that chat going for a long time, right? And because that chat has been going for years, then it was quite easy to be like, oh my God, this sucks and everything. And then Gio would be like, I spotted this job here, maybe check it out. And I would say, oh, there's a job there, check it out. So it goes along with something that Lewis spoke about at the Game Audio Symposium, the value of networking and making sure you have good friends and people who you can count on, both in good times and bad times. I guess that's
yeah and also
helpful.
I just wanted to add that I think outside work social things that we were doing a lot, and we still do, it helps to build trust, between us. So if something happens, like, a layoff, it's happening next week, I know that you will help me because we have been doing this kind of stuff for a long time already. So it's really nice to keep these connections going. Like even people they are not our colleagues anymore. We are still going to have lunch together, to watch movies, to do stuff together because we made relationships here. So yeah. Cool. Chris asked about best tips for looking for new work after layoff. It seems having large amounts of experience does not always mean you will get an interview. Yeah, that's totally true. Best tips. I think I can relate to this one. It was a completely different um, moment in the industry, but I can relate with me before I came to the
Oh,
UK.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was applying to because I worked in Brazil and I live in Brazil until 2021, and then I started to apply to a lot of different positions, different positions, and I created a spreadsheet. I literally created a spreadsheet for me to organize everything, and it was there like 70 and 80 different links and the contact, the date that I applied. So it was a job, how can I say, a job listing to organize. And if you're looking for work after a layoff, try to find positions that relate, they somehow connect with your portfolio, with projects that you've made in the past. So I think I was in, yeah, it was a completely different moment in the industry, like 2020, beginning of 2021. Um, Everyone was hiring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think trying to find a funnel, like to where you fit, it was maybe one thing that helped. Not like firing everything, firing away every possible position, but trying to find some things that can relate to your work and your experience, or yeah.
Yeah, just one quick thing to add to that, and absolutely everything that Gio's saying is, absolutely agree with. I think one quick thing to add is, right now the industry it's in a tricky spot, right? There's a lot of people losing their jobs left, right, and center, and that's going to make the hiring process that bit harder, right? So, similar to what we were saying before in the talk, try not to be too hard on yourself. Um, Try to be easy on yourself. Give yourself, days when you're just like, I'm not going to apply. I'm not going to go on LinkedIn. I'm not going to have that sort of mindset of searching for a job
Yeah.
in the forefront of your mind.
Job search doesn't need to be your 8 hour day,
Exactly.
like searching for a job. So it's pretty hard to do that. So,
Exactly.
don't do that.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that for anything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just go easy on yourself would be, I'd say, advice that I would give.
Cool. We have more questions. Based on your experience, how could interpret to be rejected in a few application processes on a company you worked before? Did they could gently saying we are not interested on you anymore through constant ghosting? Oh, that's a tough one.
I guess, yeah, like that is tough, and if you're experiencing that, I'm really sorry. Yeah, that must be really hard to navigate and go through.
Yeah, it could be, again, we're just saying what we said in the presentation. It could be a bad timing.
Yeah.
It could be a bad timing. Because if you made, like, if you have done work with them before, maybe they are looking for someone with other skills.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of different things. But I would say, if they're not interested on you anymore, don't take it personal. There is a reason behind that. So
Yeah.
and it could be a lot of those factors that we mentioned in the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, don't make it like personal. It's not that they don't like you, or it's probably because of a bad timing, or different needs from what they need now.
Mm-hmm.
Matisse, I'm curious, what do you see people do when they have struggled finding work for a long period after a layoff or project cancellation? In my previous field, 2D animation, we have seen people turn to completely other fields of work. how is it like for audio?
So I could start this one off. I have a very close friend who I worked with who has really struggled to find work after being laid off by his company, I think for about a year and a half, something like this. And he has way more experience than me. He's a very, very good sound designer. He's worked at, some of the best audio teams in the world. And I'm just not saying his name and where he's worked because I don't want to like give away who he is. But yeah, he's suffered a lot. And literally today he's told me he signed a contract. So and yeah, like this trauma bonding idea, I think it's really, I don't know if I totally understand that phrase, but I think it's more like for me and him, it's always been like he's struggling. He'll be like, dude, this sucks, and I'll be like, do you want to jump on a call? And we would chat it out, and it's, I don't know if this is really answering the question, but the point is like, it's not answering the question at all. Do people change careers?
They do.
Assuredly.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning that we as audio professionals, we have been doing game audio for a long time, but I worked on film, I worked on animation, I've worked on things that are not games before. So we saw people jumping between different medias, and because games are very tough right now, it's completely fine if you want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like if you have the knowledge, you know how to do sound design, you have been, I've done linear trailers for marketing or cutscenes or cinematics. There are a lot of useful stuff that we know as game audio professionals that we can do in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
So there, we know some people that have been changing and doing this. So I think it's completely fine for audio folks to do that. So
yeah, for sure.
Cool. Looks like we have run out of questions. To be transparent, after a year counting on a job search, I've heard back on literally one paying job, and it was a rejection. Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's it. Cool. Let me just check if there's no questions. Yeah, no questions. Cool. Thanks for listening to us, everyone. It was a pleasure for us to talk about this raw and tough thing. Thanks Greg. Thanks for having us. Thanks Greg and Lewis. Thanks everyone in the Air Wiggles team. The Air Wiggles community is so good. It's so nice to be part of it. And AirCon, it's been really, really great. We had a lot of good talks, and there's talks until Friday, I think. And there will be a lot of talks for us to go through. Thanks everyone who joined. It was a pleasure talking with you and answering the questions and showing what we had to show today. Thank you very much. I'm now ending the stream, and I will see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. See ya.